Yo.
How's it going, man?
Oh.
How was locals?
It went pretty well. I played Double Front Mighty Punch Bakugo, and I wound up taking the whole thing.
Wow, that's hype. That's hype.
It was definitely odd, and it felt undeserved, but at the same time, a win's a win.
A win's a win. You know, it is. Sometimes you just go for the roulette and you win. So obviously we're doing a deck doctor here. You've had a deck doctor before, correct?
I am not. This is my first.
Oh, how exciting! How exciting! Okay, so basically, what this is going to be is you're going to give me your elevator pitch for the deck, and then we're going to doctor it together, having a conversation, right? But this is your deck, and so you get the final say with anything that goes in or out of the deck, right? So I'm going to give suggestions, but like things that get changed is all you. And then whenever we come to a final list at the end, I'll copy and I'll send it over to you before you
That's
leave the call.
fantastic.
So real quick, hit me with the elevator pitch for your super cool Endeavor deck.
Well, the idea is basically I'm gonna play the long game. I'm gonna kind of take attacks, regen my health, and pick up what I need to live long enough. And then when I see somebody overextend, I'm gonna use that response. I'm gonna pick up Relentless Barrage, and I'm gonna book their ticket to Punch Planet.
I see, I see, I see. Um, I dig it. I really, really like the concept. Um, yeah, I really, really like the concept. Uh, yeah. Take 5 or more, add an attack from discard pile to hand. Okay, so the very first thing that I see is the fact that our punch starters are really low. We've got hardened chop, we've got leaping right hook, and that's it. We don't want a relentless barrage as the first move,
Yeah.
obviously, because we can't keep picking them up, right? And we've got naval laser beam, which I love, high engine kick, which is a little mid to me, and then naval laser charge, which I think is bad. Like it's just bad. Discredit the momentum is cool, but like we should just kill him, right?
Yeah, I mostly have it in there for Naval Laser Charge to gain the 3 health back because this is a deck where I am going to be tanking a lot of hits.
Right.
So being able to regen my health is kind of a big part of things.
Fair.
I was kind of thinking that Naval Laser Charge is probably the weak point of the deck.
Yeah.
Um, High Engine Kick is in there because one of the things that I found that is the same problem that Nomu has is that Endeavor is generally kind of blockable. So something that is doing a dual purpose of being effectively an 8 speed attack with a whole bunch of damage that I'm getting to load onto it from my face. And I'm loading my discard with the attacks that I want to pick up later. Um, Really just helps accelerate the game plan and get some good damage in early, so it makes everything that much threat and more threatening.
I love that. I love that. Have you thought about back alley haymaker instead? It still draws you the
Um,
card. It doesn't quite get as fast, but it has stun too, so it like makes the rest of your moves pseudo fast, right? But it also has EX on it, so that after you hit with a couple things and you grab some momentum, it feels really good to have that momentum. So as opposed to top ending your speed, you're gonna back end your speed.
okay, interesting.
And this card cycle draws, right? On an attack, right? Discard a card, then do your stuff. Rather
Mm,
than back alley haymaker just says draw one or build one if I want to keep extending, right? We're playing for battle resolve, and so just jamming one of those. Like I have a battle resolve on turn one. On turn two, I play
mm.
back alley haymaker after I've checked the battle resolve and just slam it in my stage. Well, now I'm super down to have all of my kicks be high and should kick because I can tap two and then or commit two then plus 3 speed.
Yeah, I totally misread Back Alley Haymaker. I thought it was a I don't know what I thought it was, but I definitely did not read that one correctly. So yeah, that's a hell of a card.
Yeah, I like back alley haymaker quite a bit. And if you do still like the kick, I would just say we take out the naval laser charge for the kick, right? Or maybe the kick's like
Yeah.
a two of maybe. I don't think
Mm.
Bakugo has any punches. Um, yeah, the other thing is instead of naval laser charge, we just play Texas Smash because Texas Smash, still just kills people.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
true.
quite have the consistency, and I don't think that you need 4 Texas Smashes in this deck, but you certainly can play 4 Texas Smashes and feel good. Um,
Yeah,
and if you
the
play
fact that
Texas
it's a low
Smash,
damage.
go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you're good.
The fact that Texas Smash is a low damage attack printed really isn't a problem for Endeavor.
Right. Yeah. And if you do this, not saying that you should do this, but like you have the possibility to maybe even like sideboard Bakugo too. And
Mm.
like because you're playing this as a combo and you'd be playing Texas Smash as a combo, like you get the full advantage of him. And that card's a Fury, this card's a Fury. Um yeah, so you have Furies for powerfuls in case Endeavor's not getting there quite quick enough, you know? Like you need that
Yeah, that's
second layer help.
spicy. That's
Yeah,
really
I'm gonna
spicy.
take this label
Yeah.
laser out, and we're gonna put in the Texas Smash. I'm gonna put it in a 4 of because I think you
Okay.
can afford the extra attack, right? It's just
Yeah.
it's 20, right? You're fine.
Yeah.
And then assets and actions, you playing one Trachy Cape. I think that's great.
Mm.
Lets you unflip your super gens and apathetics. Your manly passionate guys. Yeah, there's tons of stuff. Your battle resolves if you need to, right? High value target. This card's so rad. This card's so good.
Yeah, it is.
Internship is best genus response. Yeah. This card's crazy too. Okay, so hit me with the foundation lineup. What do you like? What do you not like?
I think obviously the super regen is the all star of this. Helps me just go cool. I'm gonna face tank 5. I'm gonna make it 2, and go from there. I think the biggest thing that I have concern with is when I looked at my block modifiers, I was leaning a little bit heavily on the low end. Um, Compared to high. So I made some adjustments to get that, and I wound up taking out some glamorous. And I feel like glamorous is really good in a deck that wants to just keep unflipping everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm not sure what to cut to keep things balanced.
Low block wise, you mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, just in general, I feel like because I basically just treat it like super regen has no block.
Right.
Um, when I look at the numbers. So it really doesn't matter to me that much. And like all my low blocks are practically 3+
Yeah.
block mod. So it kind of sucks there. But I need them in case somebody's coming at me with a indiscriminate shock or a blast rush turbo.
Yeah, the biggest thing about Glamorous that we have to look at inside of this deck in particular is um this card says that your attack gets +3 speed. So like if they minus your speed at all and try to break or block your relentless barrage, right? You just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
just kidding. It gets pumped back up. Especially because there, I mean, you saw in the last game that we just played, right? There was a spam that says just colon -1 speed once per turn. Like you just get
Mm-hmm.
one of those off so they can try and block a little bit better. And you're like, actually, it's got +2 speed. It's a 5 mid for 5 mid for
Yeah.
X, 5+ whatever because of an Endeavor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this card has a ton of value to the point where I would actually put it at the 3 of, and I would just put high
Mhm.
value target at a 3 of as well to like keep our
Okay.
low blocks. Yeah, because we got 15. I think that's fine. That's a fine number of low blocks. Um, if we wanted to, like actually like make some hard cuts, I don't think your deck needs hardened at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that you already
Yeah.
pump enough damage. The only thing that this card does is have a good 2 high block, but we already have it can't be fixed. We're already playing 4 pull no punches, which is really cool in our deck because of Naval Laser Beam and Leaping and Back Alley Haymaker. Both of those are super super good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real good point. The harden, I was basically thinking of I was thinking about those turns where I wind up having to take more than one hit and just
Mm-hmm.
having that ability to uh like like against Nomu, he's coming in at me for 10. I'll purposely half block and I'll also throw some extra minus damage on the next one in case I need to half block that too. But I agree. Harden's a little win more.
Yeah, like once it's on your board, it feels bad, right? Like to the point
Yeah.
where in the provisional, I only sideboarded Harden at a 1 of just because I wanted the block, right? Because like I don't want a bunch of commit for +2, possibly +3 damage on a chop, right? It feels really good to double this up on chop. Actually, commit 2 for +6 damage is really really good on a card that makes them discard a card. Like that feels great to start popping off barrages, but I don't think commit 2 is acceptable to play out strings. Like we just
Yeah.
can't do it. And so it's like really good on pokes, but bad on strings. And our deck with barrage and smash is a string deck.
Yeah.
Everything else in here actually looks really, really tight. I like it a lot. I like apathetic being a good disruption. Someone with style we could toss up to a 3 of. I actually would put pull no punches down to a 2, and
Okay.
then put someone with style up to a 3, and I would just sideboard the other pools. The best part about pool is um the best part about pool is taking and going into deadlock, right? That's the best part of
Yeah.
it, is the deadlock threat. And so having 2 in the main, 2 in the side works out perfect. But someone with style, if you do happen to check a little poor, you get to just ready them back up by by destroying your flipped cards like apathetic, super reach, and so on and so forth. And Endeavor says add an attack. Okay, just double checking.
Yeah.
Um, in the chat, Biberry is saying that forcing surrender is a good card, and I agree. I do think that is a good card. It is really good at stopping the disruption that that decks have, right? Forcing surrender, enhance flip, discard a non-attack from either player's card pool. It's really good at stopping the sticky balls play, right? But that's
Yeah.
pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And so
Yeah. And
maybe I would just
I
cite it.
don't. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of one diffs in this. I did wind up stacking a lot into zeros. And I didn't have a particular reason for that other than like the cards that are zeros in here are just pretty damn good.
Right.
Um, so I definitely I see the value in forcing surrender and keeping those strings alive, especially keeping the combos live for things because a well timed sticky balls can really throw a wrench in my plans.
For sure, especially with you're playing a combo deck, like literally
Mhm.
the keyword combo, right? You throw a
Yeah,
foundation in the middle of a relentless barrage, and the game becomes way harder for you.
yeah,
Um, I actually am kind of it's interesting. We could even if we are actually that afraid of it, we could drop like You're So Obvious down to like a 1 of. I think this card is really
Mhm.
good, and once again, I think it's a great side card. I think in the main board
Mhm.
it checks a 4. Um and you could easily put in another high value target, another glamorous, or you could put in the um forcing surrender if you wanted to, if you're nervous about your low blocks, right? Because forcing surrender is, first off, it's a better low block. It's a 1/5, so it's good spam. And You're So
Yeah,
Obvious, like it that does go with our game plan of like going to pick up a card, but like we want to block more than, like, we want to take 5, and putting things something back to printed normally is 4 or less, right? There's very few that are
yeah.
5, right? Um,
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think two, maybe even three copies of Forcing Surrender is gonna do me some good in this deck.
yeah. I personally like it as like I think it's as techie as You're So Obvious, and so it could
Mhm.
just be like a 1 of, and here put more on the side in order to like
Yeah.
make your deck a little more well rounded. And so I'm gonna do that. Ready? I'm gonna put
Okay.
you here. I'm gonna put 2 of you in the sideboard, and then we're gonna go back to this, and we're gonna put 1 forcing the surrender in the main board, right?
Okay.
Um, and just see what does this look like now. All right, so we're at 56 cards. Man, this deck is going to be very angry. 20,
Yeah.
22, 14.
I mean, if we want to get it back up to 60, because one of the things is I do want a thicker deck. I normally like to play closer to the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
But
Your character.
but
Yeah.
for my character, like I need to have a bit of a thicker deck, so
Right.
I'm not opposed to going above that. I was actually thinking about what other breaker options we have because that's a big part of my game plan as well. Is like I don't need to go up to 4 of naval laser beam because that I just can recycle,
Right.
but having some other breakers available to me may be helpful too.
I actually was gonna suggest, like, if we wanted to like slim the deck down, to cut this down to a 2 of. Like, if you feel like you're drawing or checking too hot, that is the first card to be brought down, right?
Yeah,
Because you block with it, and then you have one in the discard pile. If you absolutely need to panic button, pick it up to block again, you can.
yeah.
Um, Man, I'm so excited for Midoriya in set 2.
Oh, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine how it was just like you put double front beatdown in him, and it's just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna build the deadlock every game.
That's crazy. I'm talking about Midoriya one. Any means necessary is insane in this character.
Oh, that's fair.
um, how are you feeling, man? It's mainly passionate, glamorous. Honestly,
Not
dude, I'm actually feeling this list as is. Maybe if we want to get a little thicker, let's just take some of these other cards and put them up. So right, so we could put this back to a 2 of. We could put this up to a 2 of. I think glamorous
okay.
is very good. It's very very good for the thing that we're
hmm
wanting to do. So we put it back up. We get one more card, put it back to 60. Pick one. Just pick one.
Uh, I mean, we could double down on Tray Sheet Cape,
I think
but then I,
this
mm,
card sucks.
yeah,
I think this
it's one
card
of the, it's a
sucks.
luxury card.
Yeah.
That was kind of the immediate thought I have is just like, ah, that's such a luxury card.
Yeah.
Um, I think, what are our blocks looking like?
2022-17. If we wanted more blocks, we probably want another low block. So you're so
Um,
obvious.
well,
Manly passionate actually seems really hype.
well,
Um,
keep in mind that that counts our super regens,
mhm.
and so in
So
my mind they don't
16.
really have one. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
So
So we could increase our high blocks by one. So some of us
yeah,
style, right? That sounds great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a winner.
And that puts us to back to 60. And so at our peak, we're probably going to be hitting +4, +5 in the discard pile, depending on how our thing goes. And Summoner Style helps
Yep,
us put cards in the discard pile. Like it's slow,
that's
but
true.
it's certainly like those numbers could push you up and over, right?
hmm Yeah, and I can afford to play a little fast and loose with building cards down and just playing more out of my hand because I can always just pick up whatever I need.
Yeah, after you get socked in the mouth once.
Yeah. And that's kind of the goal. Is like I see them overcommit. I'm picking up that relentless barrage every time, just going, all right, I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Yeah, I really like this deck. I think this deck is just well rounded enough to feel like I know what I'm enjoying and what I'm not enjoying. And you're gonna find like maybe Forcing Surrender is like strictly a sideboard card, so you can cut it and then
Mm,
put some high value target back in at
mm,
at the 4 of mainly passionate guy at the 4 of, right. You're so obvious back to 3 or
yeah,
something. And I think you'll just have enjoy it. Yeah.
yeah. It looks like a fun deck. I enjoyed playing him under fire. I just I thought about relentless barrage in Endeavor, and just the thought of slinging 40, 50 damage at somebody in a turn just sounds terrifying.
Yeah, no, I completely and totally agree. I completely totally agree. The hardest part I think you're gonna have with the deck is Relentless Barrage costs 2, right? Like you pay 2
Yeah,
health, and so you got to keep your health high enough that you can pick them up, but it's gonna be low because you're gonna be getting socked.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a delicate balance.
For sure, for sure. Is there anything in the list that you hate that you vehemently disagree with that we can change?
No, these were all fantastic changes. I
Okay.
like this a lot.
Cool. Yeah, try this attack lineup, and even if you can't find a 60th card, if you feel like you're checking a little too hot, or sorry, checking a little too cold, one Naval Laser Beam out is the suggestion that I would
Yep,
have.
excellent. I'll definitely
Yeah.
keep it in mind.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the support on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course.
And here is your deck. Oh,
Excellent. Thank you.
I have no idea what happened there. I copied the wrong thing.
Yeah.
All right.